noise down, please. We have speakers coming forward.
Good afternoon. My name is Karen Butcho. I have 2 children at Mission Park, and they have left us there since they've been there. Mrs. Greeley has made our school quite a cohesive family between principals, teachers, and parents. We work very well together. And we would hate to say that, no, and we do not believe that having somebody else come in, which has only been there 2 years, we had somebody in here before that, where's the continuity and the stability that our children need? Is that in the agenda for my children, where they get bounced around from principal to principal, even if they're at the same school? I believe that removing Mrs. Greeley would be such a deficit to our children. My children have many more years there. And like I said, we are a cohesive family. And they have the facility they need. And bringing in somebody new, just like in anywhere else, you get a new CEO, it throws everything, there's a wrench thrown in it. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys, we have 2 letters that were drawn up by parents. There's a copy for each one of you, the trustees. And one from Steve McShane, if I can pass those out to you. Also, we have petitions that the parents had taken out, and it's not a political petition, but petitions from people within and without, outside of the district, that show the support, not just for us, but for our children and for Mrs. Greeley, and the stability that this school needs.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Butcho, and I'm at Mission Park. I'm in 5th grade in Ms. Comersato's class, and I think Ms. Burnett Greenlee should stay as our principal because the whole school technically has been made into a family. I think she should stay for a couple more years because like if she's in our family, so hopefully you decide to maybe keep her for a couple more years. I have these petitions to pass out to you guys.
Thank you. Who's next? I can't see.
The little guy. Yeah.
Don't put him on a stool, whatever you do. Over the mic. Thank you. Thank you.
Come on, brother.
Okay, good job.
Thank you, young men. Thank you. Thank you. Next, please.
Hi, my name is Brooke, and I'm in 5th grade, about to go into 6th grade, and if Mrs. Greenlee leaves, I would have had 4 principals in 6 years, and I really wanted her to stay because she's nice to all the kids at Mission Park, and she helps a lot with the kids and with the teachers too. And Dr. Luza, so I asked, if it's not broken, why fix it? My name is Delaney Shem, and I'm in room 26, and Mrs. Greenlee is very important and a wonderful principal. Please keep it at Mission Park. First, Mrs. Greenlee should stay as our principal because she loves her job. Our principal nice to us, and we are nice to her. When we are eating lunch, she comes out there and says nice things to us. Everybody at school loves Mrs. Greeny, so she should stay as our principal. Next, Mrs. Greeny makes fun spirit days, and she always does them. When we do spirit days, she does some really cool things. Mrs. Greeny is the best principal for spirit days. Mrs. Greeny is so cool for spirit days. Finally, Mrs. Greeny is a good juggler. She should stay at Mission Park. When we were in the lunch line, she juggled Nathan's orange. Mrs. Greeny also juggled 2 oranges in one hand. After Mrs. Greeny was all done juggling, everybody was clapping. These are the reasons why Mrs. Greeny should stay as our principal.
Hello, I'm Patty Hill. I'm mother of this one, and Brooke. I'm a 13-year parent at Mission Park, 13 consecutive years. I was a room mom for Janet Barnes when she was taught my son in 3rd grade and in 6th grade. And so I know you pretty well, and you know me. I'm very involved in school. I volunteer probably about 20 hours a week. Continually, Mrs. Greenlee is greeting the kids in the morning by name, 700 kids, that's a lot of kids. And then, you know, at the end of the day, she's talking with the parents, you know, saying goodbye to the kids. When this all began, this movement began as a bulk email or a bulk message I sent on Facebook. And this is what's been thrown out to fix this problem. This is not okay. So this is your home school. So you need to do this for us and do the right thing.
Thank you very much. Let me address, if I may. Go ahead and finish, young lady.
That's my niece. That's my niece who also goes to Mission Park.
I'll let her finish and I'll have my comments. Go ahead.
My name is Karen Butcho. I am a student at Mission Park School. Why, Dr. Luza? Why do you want to get rid of our principal? We love her.
Thank you. What I like right now is that, you know, not a lot of people are clapping. We're listening to each other. And when we start clapping again, we're going to lose concentration. The idea is to, next speaker, please, for 3 minutes. Thank you.
My name is Rosalie Sanchez. I am an employee of this district and have been for the last 39 years. I have worked with many superintendents as well as with many school principals in this district.
The time hasn't started.
That was next.
Start over? When I began working, I was taught that all children deserve quality education. They have the right to an effective public school education. The past practice of this district has been to transfer employees around. Custodians are transferred, instructional assistants, school secretaries, librarians, food service personnel, and many more are transferred to meet the needs of the students. The district also transfers school principals. All employees have a right to confidentiality when it comes to their own evaluations, hence transfers are requests made by the employee or they're done by the district. The district always takes into consideration what is in the best interest of the students. We talk about our amendment right to speak, yet when someone spray paints on the walls, we call it graffiti, and we don't stand for it. Last night, when I saw the news on TV, I saw something that said Dr. Luza is a bully, and it appeared to be in front of a school, and I thought, that is not right, a sign that says anything to that effect. Is that graffiti as well? I just was not happy when I saw that in the news. As an employee of this district, I agree with the district's decision, with the superintendent's decision to make the necessary changes in this district. That is what is in the best interest of the students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, please.
My name is Sean Henry. When the time was limited for everybody's speech, I was going to come up and just hand out some documents to you about test scores. And so I'm going to have those handed out right now. And I was going to stay silent because...
Excuse me a second. There you go. I'm sorry for the apology. I apologize for the interruption, but your clock is now ringing.
Okay, now, okay. I won't use the full time because I'm going to turn it over because free speech, I'm very glad that the last employee was able to come up here and speak. To speak about something pro-social for Dr. Luza. The thing about free speech is it needs to be protected for everybody. So not all employees can come up here and speak what they truly believe because it's not sanctioned by Dr. Luza. They can have retribution against them. So they live in fear. They are silenced like the children have been silenced in here. Mr. Kim, I came in here and I asked people specifically to have an opportunity to come to speak to you and give you very personal stories. I've been watching the kids and different people come up here, and they're only giving a portion of it because we respect free speech. Our free speech rights have been taken away. Our signs were too political on the outside supporting our principal. They were ordered removed by the superintendent. So we're being silenced. What you have right there is basically 4 years of the test scores of Mission Park. On the first day, Dr. Luza, we were sitting in this room. You mentioned it was about declining and plateauing test scores at Mission Park. I'm going to show everyone here because when I leave this room, I can talk to people. I'm not silent. So when we leave this room and you have your closed session, I will actually get to speak to the people, so they actually will hear it. You will not, but I don't think you really care about my free speech or the kids' free speech or the people's free speech in here. This is just procedure for you. This was very, very disrespectful to come in here and limit it. We asked for everyone's right to speak. I don't want any single person to leave this room who wanted to speak. First and foremost, anyone who's against Bring Back Burnett, I want them to be heard. Anybody from another school, I want them to be heard. And I want everyone in this room to be heard. That's what freedom of speech is about. And so at this time, I'm not getting to speak about what I wanted to. I need to talk about freedom of speech because it's under attack in this district. And so it's great that your supporters have the right to come up here and speak, but you know how many people do not agree and would be very happy to have a First Amendment right to come up here and speak? I give up the rest of my time.
Speaker for 3 minutes, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel McCall, and I work for the California Department of Corrections. I've been working with criminals for the past 27 years. It might sound kind of crazy, but at 53 years old, I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. The 6-year-old is going to go into Mission Park next year. I'm very proud of Mrs. Greenlee and everything that she's done. For that lady to stand in our school district and know all of our children, mine specifically, and know which classes they're in, and how many Dylans are in which classrooms, all right, and call mine by name. Sir, that's disrespectful to me. All right, this is really important. We're the families of these children, and I send my kids to that school. It's one of the best schools in this system, okay? It's not just a whole bunch of people getting together for a lady. It's getting together because this is what our school is about. And all these people that are here, and a lot of them that aren't here because they're having to do other things to take care of their families and deal with their issues. We all support this woman. And it's not because she ever said a darn thing to us. We started supporting her from the first year that most of us started with that school system. Because she actually cares about our kids. Now, I don't know what she does with all of her books and whether her bank balances and everything and all of her budgets all come in line, but they darn sure must if all we're talking about is, do we meet our quota for our kids' education? I'll tell you what, my second grader is pretty much on par.
He's gone through there for kindergarten, first grade, and he's in second grade, and he's passed out. He's excellent in math, he's excellent in English, and that's attributable not only to your teachers, but also to your administration that helps run the school system. If the lady is doing her job, don't move her, okay? If the system has the policy where it wants to move around, when I used to go to school, I had the same principal in each one of my school systems, and they never moved me, ever. If there is a reason to remove them because they are not doing their job, by all means. But to have this kind of support for this lady doing her job is unheard of. We just heard about this recently, and I told them, even though I generally work anywhere from 40 to 80 to 100 hours overtime per month, I'll give up my time down at work to stand here and talk to you ladies and gentlemen to let you know how important this is to me and my family. And it is personal. I don't have all the statistics that George has. I wish I did. The man's a hell of a lot better at it than I am. Okay? But this is our school. And for us to be told what we can and can't do at it is ridiculous. The sign's in the front, the lady says, should have never been there. The school system changed it. That's ridiculous. It's our school.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Before we continue, I want to ask my colleagues up here if we can extend this another 10 minutes. You'd like to hear it? Yes, about 20 minutes. My colleagues, are you agreeable to that, or you want to just keep it at this moment? And there's two, comments, please.
Let's try to be reasonable, but let's try to hear it.
So we will forward, and at the same time, I want to keep anyone with signs patrolling through the aisles. Please don't disturb the listeners, please. Yes, ma'am.